Greetings class and welcome to this announcement video. This is a brief announcement video talking more about the exam. I've gotten several questions and I want to respond to those in this video and in this announcement so you'll know what we're doing. Because we're now in an online format, we're going to change the way the exam is conducted. Typically, we would be in a room where you could take the exam all together. You would have a specific period of time, 50 minutes, and that would be it. So with being online, we're going to have to make some adjustments. So what I'm doing, we'll post the online exam number 3 as an exam in Canvas. You will have access to it between Monday evening at 5 p.m. and Wednesday evening at 11:59 p.m. So that works out to a little over 48 hours. You can take the exam anytime during that period of time. Before you can take the exam, though, you'll need to download and install the Respondus Lockdown browser and monitor. And you can get it from this web link here. And if you go to this link from Canvas, you'll be able to download it free. So when you click on this, it'll open like this, and you'll get this view. Now, this gives you some of the system requirements. Do you need the Mac version or do you need the Windows version for your computer? I do know of one student. I've given a test using the Respondus Lockdown browser and monitor in another class, not an accounting class, but they were able to install it and utilize it. But I did have one student who had a Mac, and he basically had to go in and get the latest update on his operating system before the lockdown browser could install. So you may have to do something like that. I don't know. But before you install it, you should watch the video here, and then when you're ready, you can click on this Install Now button to download it. Now, the Respondus Lockdown browser basically works by utilizing your web camera to act as a proctor while you're taking the exam. That means that there will be a snapshot of your ID. You'll have to hold an ID up to the camera, and then after it takes a picture of your ID, you will be ready to move on through those steps and then start the exam. Before you take the exam, though, you'll need to show also your note card front and back, and then your scratch paper front and back. So here's what I want you to do. In the exam, this will be an exam where we do calculations like we did throughout the course utilizing Excel, but because we're using Lockdown Browser, you can't use Excel. It will lock out all other programs other than the window you're in with Lockdown Browser. So what I'm going to ask you to do is go ahead and take a scratch sheet of paper and use it, a regular 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, but you'll need to show it front and back to demonstrate there's nothing written on it prior to the exam. And you will be allowed the use of a regular calculator throughout the exam. So you'll want to show the calculator to the camera as well. So what you'll do, you'll show your ID, it'll let you in, you'll show your note card front and back, you'll show your scratch paper front and back, and then also the calculator you're using on the exam. So those are the items that you need to know about when we're using the Respondus Lockdown browser and monitor. Also, while you're taking the exam, do not wear hats, hoodies, sunglasses, or anything like that that would mask your identity to the camera. This camera, the webcam, part of the program, will record and take pictures throughout the exam and be like a regular proctor. So what I can tell you is that I've used this for another class, like I said before, and it has worked. I haven't had any major issues. However, I will tell you about one issue that I'm aware of, that I became aware of recently, and that is if you have a Chromebook, For whatever reason, the Chromebook will not let you install this program on your computer. So you will have to contact me if you're using a Chromebook, or we'll have to work out another way to proctor this. Basically, the other option is we can live proctor it through WebEx. I can watch while you take the exam in WebEx, and that would be fine with me. However, just make sure that you let me know if you're having trouble with the installation on this. Most of the folks that I had in this other class that took it, I'm saying 95%, had no problem whatsoever installing it and using it and completing the test. So that's what I wanted to tell you about the exam, about the process of taking the exam. One other thing that I'm going to do, and I will be posting it probably tomorrow. I was working on it today but didn't get it done. But tomorrow there will be a practice quiz that requires the lockdown browser. And when I post that tomorrow, it'll give you the opportunity to download the software, install it, and have a practice run with it. Now, the practice quiz is not necessarily material that's on the test. It's just a miscellaneous group of questions, but what the purpose of that quiz is for you to go in and utilize that browser and get some practice with it, make sure it works before you start the exam. On Monday, we'll have a regular WebEx sessions that we normally do, and in those sessions, I'll be covering the long problem part of the exam, not the multiple choice part. So we covered the multiple choice Friday. Monday we'll cover the problems, and you'll also have access to a practice quiz to work with the browser. So if there are problems or questions, feel free to contact me. But like I said, based on my prior experience using this software and with my other students, I expect that this will be relatively straightforward. So again, stay in touch. Let me know if you have any questions, and we will start the exam Monday at 5 p.m. after we run through some problem examples during our WebEx sessions. Take care. I'll talk to you soon.